Hi, I'm Alyssa with Harbor Home. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to show you our twin nursery in a really small room. So we have a really old house that we live in. It was built in 1890, so that means all of our wood and trim and ceilings are just super charming, but that also means we have really small rooms and also really small closets. So I'm gonna show you guys today what we're gonna do for a twin nursery. This room here is pretty small. It's actually the smallest room in the house, and it probably was originally a nursery, just with the size of it, but having two babies in here will be a lot different. But I also wanted to use this space because it is the room that's closest to my husband and my room. So as you can see, the lighting behind me, it looks kind of yellowish, and I think that's because of our light bulbs. We went with since we're having a boy and a girl, we went with a gender neutral paint color, as well as just like the overall scheme. I didn't want anything that was too girl or too boy. I had already done a boy nursery with my first son, and so I figured after going through that one, first experience, you realize a kid really doesn't care what their room looks like. They're just happy to be safe and warm. And so I thought I would take that time to decorate it really the way I wanted to, because I'll be in here the most, feeding, playing, changing, all that kind of thing. So our color of the wall is kind of like a light, like a really light white minty green. And then the curtains that we chose are some white curtains. I have a lacy curtain that goes right up against the window. And then I have what's considered a room darkening curtain that's also white that goes over top of it. I wanted that double layer look. It's just something that I've seen that I just think is really pretty. And we also have, as you can see, the crib behind me here is the girl crib. It's white, and then her sheets are have some little pink flowers and greenery with it. And then my son's crib is a really light wood color, and that's the one that we had with my other son. It may look a little bare in here. I am gonna put a name sign above each of the cribs. I think that'll look really nice. I did that with Patrick, my other son. But because this is going on a public domain, I really didn't want to let out the names before the babies come. So maybe after the babies arrive, I'll do a little shot and you guys will get to see what the name signs look like alongside the cribs and everything. So because this is such a small space, we were just able to fit the two cribs in here. So like you can see this crib right here, this one, and then I'm not very far from the next wall. And then there's the closet back here. So, and then the window is actually right in front of me. So what we're going to do is I've got this rocking chair in here. We're going to keep this in here with just one little container for blankets, and then another container for breast milk supplies or feeding supplies like pumping, nursing, that kind of thing. Then there'll be some floor space where we can lay the babies down. But we're doing all of our changing, and the dresser is in this closet. So this closet is actually the biggest room in our house, which is crazy that it's in the smallest room in the house, but it's kind of nice. We get the dresser fits perfectly in there, and so we'll be doing all of our changing diapers, clothes, that kind of thing in there. And then there's some storage that I'm using currently for the things like the rock and plays or the little swings that make music, some floor mats, also some baby carriers. We got a bunch of different kinds. I would like to try to baby wear our twins since I have a toddler and I'm going around the house like a crazy woman most of the time. And I wish I would have done it with my first son, so I'm really gonna try to do it as early as I can with the twins. I'm somewhat of an open-minded person when it comes to those things. Like I've learned, I'll make my plans and then whatever happens, happens. The Lord knows, things change. So right now my plan is to wear the babies, but it might not happen. Either way, we've got plenty of carriers for hiking or, you know, just going around and about in the world. And then I have I'm also storing 2 breastfeeding pillows in there as well. I do plan to tandem feed the twins. So like I just mentioned, the Lord knows and things might not go as planned, but I'm gonna give it my best shot. So we've got 2 of the really big breastfeeding pillows in there. Another amazing thing that we were able to score was this twin bassinet. So I'm a part of a few moms of multiples groups on Facebook, and there was one that was like a buy nothing group, and someone was giving away this twin bassinet, the Halo Sleeper twin bassinet, which is I think like $400 retail. And then, you know, if you were looking on Facebook Marketplace, you might find one for $200, $150, even that would be a good deal. But I got this thing for free. I'm just like so blown away when it popped up. I was the first one to snag it, and I'm just really grateful we have it. We weren't able to do bassinet sleeping with my son, just with the sleeping sounds he made and, you know, all that kind of thing. We put him in the crib almost, I think it was like 2 weeks after he came home. So I realize that might be the case with the twins as well. However, I have heard the twins sleep better together because they spent so much time in the womb together, that I'm really hoping it works. I'm hoping that it'll make the nights a little bit more manageable, not having to get up, go to another room, get one baby out of the crib, get another one out of the crib, and just kind of feed them right there on the bed with a bassinet right next to me. So that's the plan. Again, we'll see what actually happens. So this room doesn't have the bassinet in it, it's in our room, but if it doesn't work for them to be in our room because of the noise and the sleeping and all that kind of thing, we may just move the bassinet right into here, which would make this room pretty crowded. At the same time, you know, we've got the whole house. If they're only sleeping and nursing in here, then we've got a bunch of other rooms where we can do all of the playing and my toddler can interact with them and all that kind of thing. So this is our twin nursery. Like I mentioned, the walls are kind of bare. I do have some decorations I'm hoping to put up, like 2 gold framed mirrors, and then there's this sign that kind of goes along with baby girls' bed sheets. It's a verse that says, "For I am the Lord your God who takes hold of your hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you." Isaiah 41:13. Someone gave this to me. I think it's beautiful. And I will be praying these verses over not only my daughter, but my son as well. And so I think it should be somewhere here in the room. It is a little bit more girly, but like I said, this time around, I don't really care. Girly, boyish, whatever. I'm going to be in this room enjoying it, and I want this hung up somewhere so I can be reminded to be praying for our little ones. In my last video, I had a request to share a few funny stories that happened to me during my pregnancy, like pregnancy symptoms, and I do have a few. I'm sure there's more to come because I'm only getting bigger, and every day I find one little thing I can't do or another little thing that happens to me. So if I think of any more at the end of my pregnancy, I will share some more. So the first one happened pretty recently. I'm 34 weeks, so I'm the biggest I've ever been. I know I will get bigger, but I was feeling just really large that day, just kind of like, you know, kind of that pregnancy grunt that you have in your heart and soul sometimes about being so big. And I go to sit down on, this might be a little TMI, but you know, whatever. I went to go sit down on the toilet, and just you know, doing my thing. But when I leaned over to get up, I cracked the toilet seat. I actually like cracked it. I think it's wood. I don't think it's plastic. So you know how it's got the oval shape, and there's, you know, so there's two sides, two little strips on each side. Well, I cracked one side of it, like just straight through. So we had to get a new toilet seat. And it was just like, of course, like make me feel just better about how big I am. I cracked a toilet seat. I've never done that in my life. Oh goodness. So that's one of them. And then I think the worst one, and this is like maybe really too much TMI. So if you're not into this, you can just, you know, like the video, then watch the next one. But if you want to hear the story. So I was at the beginning of my pregnancy, and I was really sick during that first trimester, just tons of food aversions. Like I could barely eat anything besides mac and cheese and cornflakes and that kind of thing. So I wasn't eating the greatest food. Obviously there will be some constipation. But I was also taking a nausea medication, and one of the main symptoms of Zofran, if you're not familiar, is constipation. That's like the first thing that they'll prescribe you if you have some pretty bad nausea. And so, well, I was at a relative's for Easter, and not my like immediate relative, it was my husband's family. So we were there, and I was just not feeling well, like had a lot of constipation problems. So I went to go to the bathroom, and it ended up being like a 3-hour episode of me not being able to get off the toilet because of like, I tried to go, but it wouldn't pass. And then, but I couldn't just like stand up and walk away either. And oh my gosh, it was just a nightmare trying to relieve myself. I tried everything. I tried drinking Miralax. My husband brought me tons of water. He went so far as to go and get, he was going to go and get, oh, are you joining me? Yeah. Okay. Hey, buddy. Daddy's got a meeting. Daddy's. Want to show everybody how you can play the harmonica? Good job. Yeah. Life with a toddler. And so anyway, I had gone, my husband was like on his way to the closest drugstore when I finally called my on-call OB to see if there was anything else I could do to just get myself out of the situation. Like it was so bad. And so she finally gave me some tips, and it did help. If you want to know what they are, just private message me. I'm not going to share what I did on this channel, or I'm not going to share how the end of it went, but if you want to know, you can message me. But after I got myself out of this situation, we were, you know, everything was clear, good to go. I went to go flush the toilet, and I overflowed the toilet. And here I am in my relative's bathroom, like trying to plunger it, and I'm just like freaking out saying, no. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, what's going on in there? And I had been in there 3 hours already, so I'm sure they knew what was happening. Somebody came over, tried to help me, and it was so bad. You know, the room smelled and just all the things. It was just so bad. And I had the towels that we used to clean up, I'm like, just throw them away. Don't even wash them. I'm so embarrassed. Like, this is just ridiculous. Needless to say, everything ended up fine. I switched nausea medications after that. There is another one. So I tried a different one. That one worked. And thankfully by my second trimester, I was feeling a lot better. I'm so sorry. Okay, well, it seems that mom life is calling, which is just fine with me because that is what I am here for. So I will talk to you guys later. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'd be happy to answer them. Again, any recommendations for my next twin video, I'd be happy to oblige. So thank you so much for stopping by Harbor Home. If you are brand new, I am Alyssa. I And I post videos on whole food cooking, simple living, and hospitality, and now a little bit of twin mom life in between. See you later.